welcome back to my channel. So today's video is for all of you out there getting ready to go to college. If you're a freshman or a sophomore, you know, you don't ever know what to pack, so I wanted to make a video to kind of help you guys out as far as what to pack and maybe what not to pack. That'll be the next video, not to pack. But it's kind of the inspiration for this kind of came from sitting down with my brother and going through his list and saying like what things he should and shouldn't take. Of course, when it comes to what you should or shouldn't take, follow all the rules of your university. They should give you a list of things that you cannot have. For example, like ours can't have hot plates. My brother's college doesn't allow extension cords. So just obviously keep an eye on that kind of stuff. And with this video, I'm trying to steer away from things that colleges already put on their lists, because like I said, most colleges already give you kind of a list of that, and I wanted to just steer away from that and give you guys some stuff that I didn't see on my list but I found was very important and I probably forgot to take with me my freshman year, and I don't want you guys to make a mistake. Of course, all of this stuff is helpful for me. Some of it may not apply to you. If it doesn't apply to you, then just you can skip over it. And I do try to give reasons why I bring these, but of course, what you pack is up to you. That's not for me to decide. And so yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Make sure you subscribe and make sure you have your notifications on to know when I post new videos. I'll try to be better at that. Also, make sure you like this video, comment down below if you guys have any questions, if you have other things to add to the list. It's really helpful when you guys kind of interact with me, because then I know what you guys want. Also, if there's something you want to see on this channel, comment that down below. And why don't we just go ahead and get into the video. Alright guys, so starting with some of the stuff that you should bring, number one is a clipboard. So here I have a clipboard. Not a school packing list. Won't tell you to bring one of these. I think it's because you think you might not use it, but I found this is really handy if I have a class where we aren't sitting at tables, or if I'm studying somewhere and the only place to work is in a chair and you don't have a table to work on. It also works really good if you're in your room and you have a very messy desk like I get sometimes, and I just do my homework on my bed. So, you know, having something like a clipboard is actually extremely helpful. You don't necessarily have to go out and buy one if you have one laying around. I have a couple laying around. Excuse me. Burped. If you're like me and you have a couple laying around, it might not be a bad idea to bring one, because you never know if you're going to get stuck in a place where you just don't have a table to work on and you have like a sheet you need to, like a worksheet to work on or something like that. And like I said, I've had classes where we didn't have tables, and so this was really, really, really helpful for me to just have something else to work on if we had like a writing assignment. So yeah, that's why I think you should bring a clipboard, because it is actually something that most people don't think to bring, but it's, to me, was very, very useful when I didn't have a tabletop to work on. So the second thing that I recommend that you bring is Post-it notes. And this was something that was never on my list, but I found out when I got there, I would like some Post-it notes. So I would recommend taking them with you. You could use them for a multitude of things. I use them for like to-do lists. I use them to keep notes on my computer, or notes like in my planner, or in my actual notes. So they have many uses. You can also use them to keep your place, which I do with some of my notes. I use it in my music binder to kind of separate the songs. You could also use these, and this is kind of what I really use them for, is for like putting inspirational quotes kind of like around your desk or around your room. I did that my freshman year, and I've kind of just kept reusing those, and it's kind of a cheap way to kind of decorate your room without, you know, again, spending a lot of money, without doing too much damage to your walls, because Post-it notes aren't going to damage your walls that much. in my experience anyway. So you know, you don't have to worry about like the command strips, which usually damage your walls. You have something simple, cheap, that you can put on your wall and still make your room look kind of cute without, you know, doing too much damage as well. So another stationery item that was never on the list and I never thought to bring was scissors. And especially if you're a freshman, you probably have like a lot of new packages that you're opening up, and a lot of new stuff because you probably bought a lot of your stuff new. And so you're going to want to have scissors to open up those packages. They also just come in handy if you have, so, you know, if you buy something at the store, because you're probably going to go shopping. If you have stores near you where you go to college, you're probably going to go shopping. And so scissors are really, really handy when you need them. And it's really hard to open up packages or anything like that when you don't have scissors. And so I would recommend making sure you have a pair of scissors. I think these are just school scissors that I bought as a kid that have lasted this long. And so I usually take this one. I think I did buy another pair. You can buy them at like the dollar store if you're looking for something kind of cheap. That, you know, again, just to have in case you need to cut something. And some of your classes might require that you cut something, so also make sure you just carry them around with you, like in like a pouch, like a pencil case pouch type thing. The next thing that I recommend you bring is a flash drive. So you might be like, oh, well, I can store all my stuff on my computer, or oh, like my school has like an online thing like Google or OneDrive. However, I recommend always keeping kind of a hard copy of your work. I usually save it on my computer and then I would save it onto a flash drive. So then that way, one, you can access your work on any computer. If you're working at school, on the school computers, if you have kind of your, you know, obviously if you work on your own computer, you can use this as well. But I think it's important to have your stuff saved in multiple copies so then you can access it. And I recommend a flash drive so then that way you can carry it around with you. And if something happens to your computer or something happens to the school server, which our school has gotten hacked before and we couldn't use the internet or anything like that, you have a copy. You can still work on like that paper that is due in a couple of days or anything else because you have it in a hard copy. And it also, again, protects it from something happens to your computer and you lose all your information, you have it on your flash drive. Oh, another thing I also recommend you bring are towels. And these are just a regular, like, rag type towels. And these are not meant for bathing. These are meant for, like, mopping up messes. So my first year of college, I made the mistake of just buying paper towels and being like, oh, those will clean up all my messes, until you find out when you spill half a cup of water on the floor that 2 paper towels is not going to pick that up, and you go through paper towels like crazy. And you know, if you want to try to save the earth and not be using as many paper towels, something like this is really good because you can not only mop up more mess, but you can also throw this in the washer, throw this in the dryer, whatever you need. To reuse it. It's a reusable way of cleaning up your messes. And these are also good if you guys have a refrigerator at school. These are great to place down if you have to turn them off. Like at our school, we have to turn them off during breaks. So these are nice to put down as your refrigerator starts to, I don't want to say leak, but as it kind of starts to cool down or warm up, it warms up, and so it kind of can sometimes make the floor really wet. And so again, these are really nice to have to clean up messes or to kind of mop up that mess. And it's a sustainable way to take care of any spills that might happen in your room, because we're all a little careless. Sometimes we spill a cup of water or something, we need to mop it up, and this gives you a sustainable, cost-efficient way to mop up messes. Next thing that I recommend you bring is some kind of dress outfit. So for me, I always bring a couple dresses. I usually don't bring more than 1 or 2, because most likely in college you're not going to wear them. Most people aren't going to go out on fancy dates, and most people aren't going to have to wear them on a daily basis unless you want to. If that's how you dress, you can go all for it. Bring as many dresses as you want. But I always recommend bringing one formal outfit. You never know when your professor might ask you to dress up for some presentation. I've had that happen before. Or, you know, maybe you'll get asked out on a date and you want to go out to a fancy restaurant, and so you might want to have kind of a dress. Here's kind of a few options that I have that I take along with me. This one's backwards. That I take along with me, and then that way I have an option to dress up a little bit if I need to, or maybe if I want to one day, or if somebody asks me out, I have that option. And I usually bring a pair of flats with me to kind of serve as my dress shoes. And again, you know, you never know, or you know, if you have like a job interview or something, you want to dress up, this is a nice option to have, so you're not panicking a week before your presentation or your job interview trying to figure out where you're going to get a nice outfit, a presentable looking outfit. Alright, so the final thing that I recommend you take with you is food, like extra food and cooking utensils. So, of course, by extra food, I mean, of course, take your snacks, take your microwave popcorn if you have a microwave, take your chips, stuff like that. Like, you definitely want to have something to snack on, because you're going to get hungry in between meals, and so that gives you something to snack on. But kind of what I'm talking about is like ramen noodles. Bring like meals like that are kind of pre-prepped for you and don't take a lot of cooking, or you can bring other food if you would like as well. But I would definitely recommend bringing something like ramen noodles, because first of all, if you're staying over break, you're going to have to find your own food. A lot of dining halls don't stay open during breaks, at least in my experience. So you do want to make sure you have some kind of food for that. Also, if you live kind of across campus from your dining hall, you may not want to walk that far. That was kind of a mistake I made my freshman year, was I didn't have any extra food in my room. And so like on the really cold days where I didn't really want to walk across campus to get food out of the open dining hall, the only open dining hall on weekends, I would be like, oh, I gotta go. Like, I have to walk that, and I would kind of dread walking that distance, and so I started bringing like ramen noodles, or like anything that really can go in the microwave. Bring that, because you will really thank yourself later when you have to walk across campus to get food and you really don't want to because there's a blizzard out, or because it's really hot out, or whatever the reason. You will really thank yourself for having some kind of food to make, so you don't starve that night. And also, kind of going off of that, you might want to bring like cooking utensils, bring like a bowl. If you want to bring a plate, you can, but bring a bowl and silverware, and that way you can cook your food. I would also recommend, if you plan on maybe staying over breaks, or if you're not sure, bring something like this, like a frying pan, or like a, not a skillet, a pot, like a small pot. If you bring a small pot, you can do most of your cooking in there. But I just have this frying pan that somebody gifted me. And this is good, again, like I said, if you're staying over breaks and you have to forage for your own food, this is a good option. Some dorms might have like a communal pots and pans. In my experience, most of the time I've ever seen any kind of cooking stuff in a cupboard or anything, it's usually somebody else's. And so some people might bring like their own cooking utensils and leave them in the kitchen and like a cupboard or something, so you really don't want to use somebody else's stuff, obviously, if it's theirs. You know, because they might be wanting to use it at the same time you are, and that's going to start a big fight. So you know, bring your own stuff, and you can keep it in your room. I would recommend keeping it in your room so people don't use it. And if your dorm does have like stuff supplied by the university or stuff that people have left behind in previous years, it might be disgusting, and if a lot of people are using it, it may not be clean. So at least with your own stuff, you can make sure it's clean. And so that's kind of why I would recommend bringing, like, you know, your own silverware, your own utensils, so then that way you have something in case you really need it. Unlike me last summer when I did not have anything to cook with except a bowl and a spoon, and that's why I ate ramen noodles for a month. So don't be like me and, you know, bring your own utensils. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope this was helpful for those of you going into college. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. Check out my other videos. I'm going to be making another video about things not to bring to college, and I'm also going to be making another video about stuff to do when you get to college. If you have any more college related questions or anything, you can leave them in the comments. You can send me a DM on Instagram, Twitter. Links are in the bio. Also, go check out my TikTok, which is megcat10. I don't know if that's in the bio or not, but or my description box yet, but go check out my TikTok as well. Follow me on TikTok. And so yeah, that's really all I have. Yeah. So again, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!